This is like a classic Richard Dawkins moment. He gets asked a question, and this has been a world famous answer, like for atheism against Christianity.
What if you're wrong?
Well, what if I'm wrong? I mean, anybody could be wrong. We could all be wrong about the flying spaghetti monster and the pink unicorn and the flying teapot. You happen to have been brought up, I would presume, in the Christian faith. You know what it's like not to believe in a particular faith because you're not a Muslim, you're not a Hindu. Why aren't you a Hindu? Because you happen to have been brought up in America, not in India. If you've been brought up in India, you'd be a Hindu. If you were brought up in Denmark in the time of the Vikings, you'd be believing in Wotan and Thor.
This is classic Richard Dawkins stuff. He's actually committing something called the genetic fallacy. There's actually a logical fallacy named after the mistake he just made and the deception he just perpetrated. And it's when you attack like the source of someone's belief instead of the reasons for that belief, or you don't actually challenge the belief itself, just where it came from. Oh, well, you only are a Christian because of where you were raised. So done. My job's done. The thing is, Richard Dawkins doesn't realize this argument works against him. You could easily say he's only an atheist because he was raised in England during that exact time when it was most ripe for atheism. So therefore, his entire argument for atheism falls apart and all of his scientific stuff doesn't matter anymore. This is what logical fallacies do. They turn you into, like, you know, people that aren't making smart choices. In reality, though, there's a lot of good reasons to become a Christian. But that's not what this video is about. This is about Richard Dawkins avoiding the question of what if he's wrong. And the reality is any atheist should at least have the self-awareness to say, honestly, if I'm wrong and I stand before God and I find out that he really is a holy God, that there really was evidence for him, that Jesus really did die for my sins, and that I not only rejected him, but went around convincing so many other people to reject Jesus, I'm effectively an antichrist. The only answer to what if I'm wrong is, oh no, what have I done? What evil have I perpetrated in my life? What horror have I inflicted upon the world through my actions? Because the stakes are very high with this stuff. But he refuses to answer that because it's just too close to home.